start seeing people show up. We're gonna give them like 2 minutes. I don't see nobody yet. Thank you all for coming. We're just gonna wait a couple minutes, let a few more people come on in, and then we'll get started. Thank you for joining us. We're just letting a few more people come in, and then we'll get started. Thank you so much for joining us. Just waiting for a few more people to get in, then we'll get started. Thank you for joining us. Waiting on a few more people to come on in before we get started. Hey, sis, thank you so much. Yeah, my bobblehead is cool. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for folks that are just joining us. We're just waiting for a few more folks to arrive, and then we will get started because there's folks that's going to be watching from Facebook as well as YouTube. So just giving them some time to kind of get in here, and then we'll get started. Feel free to write your comments, post them all in there, and my wife will put them up on the screen. Hey, Sister Andrea, thank you so much. Tell Caleb I said what's up. Tell him I said what's up. Folks that are just joining us, thank you so much for joining. Just give us a couple minutes. Give us a couple minutes. Just waiting for folks to get in, then we'll get started. Hey, cuz, how are you? Great to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Just give it a couple more minutes. We'll let some folks jump on in. Hey, what's going on, Peter? Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for joining in. Just waiting a couple more minutes, letting some folks join us. That's all. We'll give it about one more minute. One more minute. I see Pastor Gloria. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Yep. Just waiting for a couple more people to get in, and then we'll just go ahead and get started, and then everybody else could just, see the replay or join in later whenever they come in. Oh yeah, I can't wait either. At 8:05, we're gonna get started. A few more seconds. You thought I was worth saving. So you took COVID out my life. You thought I was worth healing. Mm. So you cleaned me up inside. Thought I was to die for. So you sacrificed your life so I can be free, so I can be whole, so I can tell everyone I know you thought I was worth saving. So you came and changed my life. You thought I was worth keeping. You cleaned me up inside. Thought I was to die for. So you sacrificed your life so I can be free, so I can be home. And I can tell everyone I know. Woo. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here tonight. Man, I'm excited to share this story with you guys. And yeah, I just can't wait till you guys see what we have in store. I have an agenda for tonight, and I'm just going to kind of go through that briefly. And the music was the first thing. We'll come back to the music later. So if you're, still got time or whatever, join me later for some more music. So I want to welcome everyone, friends, family, extended family, people I know and don't know, because there's been a lot of requests for folks who just don't know me, who have been just kind of requesting me. So thank you all for coming, because this story, I feel like it's a story that's going to help a lot of people, especially give you information that you may have not known, and also just tell you what happened to me, especially if you're someone who knows me, because something did happen to me. So I want to get into the thank yous at this point in time. The first person I want to thank is God Almighty. If you don't know, I am a Christian, a believer, and I love God with all my heart. There's been so many times, so many stories that I have that I can tell you about when He saved me, when He did this, when He did that. So, man, I could go on and on about it, but that's the first person I want to thank, because without God, I definitely would not have beaten COVID. The next set of people that I want to thank is my beloved wife, Shakoya Francois. Um, Without her, I wouldn't have beaten COVID. The other folks that I want to thank is my pastors, Pastor Ray Hammond, Pastor Gloria White Hammond. I wouldn't have beaten COVID without them. You're going to see all of this in the film presentation. And the last person is Haley. I don't know her last name, but Haley was actually one of the nurses who was uh, tending to me while I was sick in the hospital. And man, you'll see all of this briefly when when I share that with you. So yeah, I want to thank all of those folks, including, because I don't want to forget these folks, my Bethel family. I go to Bethel AME Church. That's in Jamaica Plain. I've been there for about 8 years now. I'm the director of media arts, and basically what that means is I do all of the graphics and all the video stuff, because I also have a business where I do that for various clients. So my Bethel family, man, my heart, my soul, my everything goes out to you guys, because during this time I was without an income, um, and my wife just had to figure it out. Our savings completely wiped out because I wasn't bringing in money. I was completely done, out for the count. You know what I'm saying? So you guys helped us so much. You don't even know. Letters were literally coming in every single day with cards of amazing words on them of encouragement, but also there were checks with money. There was donations in my Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Actually, baby, could you put that up on the screen? Because yeah, I'm gonna ask you all for some money. For those who didn't get a chance to to be part of that group of people that was sending us some money, now's your chance. You could, send money to my Cash App and also my Venmo, which is up on screen. If you don't have either of those, if you want to send like a check or something like that, you can send it to my church, 40 Walk Hill Street, Jamaica Plain. They'll make sure it comes to me because I'm not giving out my address here on the stream. Uh, but anyway, I want to thank my Bethel family, man, from the bottom of my heart, because without you guys, yeah, we would have definitely been in a rough place after I recovered. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who was just a part of my journey, my story. You're going to see all about that in the video in just a moment. Um, I just want to outline the night, and then I guess we can go ahead and get started with the video. So tonight, there's a couple things that's going to happen. I'm going to play a video, and that video is 18 minutes long, and it's basically the story of what happened to me from beginning to end. Okay? Right after that video, we're going to have some Q&A. You guys can go ahead and just keep writing in those comments, write questions, anything that comes up in the short documentary. I want you guys to go ahead and just write questions so that during the Q&A segment we can have things to discuss. Also, during the Q&A, I'm going to bring in a special guest, my pastor, Pastor Gloria. She's wonderful, wonderful woman, but she's also my pastor. And, I love her to pieces because this woman has changed my life just by speaking up on a stage. The things that her and her husband say every single week definitely have transformed my life. So I'm thankful for them. And she's going to be joining me tonight. I'm going to give her, the floor to talk about what she's involved in, because she's on the mayor's task force for COVID-19 in Boston, and she also did a live Zoom interview with Dr. Fauci, who works, in the White House next to the president, and she's very knowledgeable. She knows a lot of things, so I'm gonna have her on here tonight as well during this Q&A segment. After the Q&A is done, that's when we're gonna jump into like the second segment where I'm gonna do some singing, gonna be collecting donations from you all because you all are so generous and I love you guys. And also, yeah, just gonna be talking, just kind of, doing whatever. You guys can go ahead and, bring your glasses of wine over, and we're just gonna have a good time here tonight. All right, so I think that was everything at the beginning of this agenda. So we are gonna go ahead and get this video playing for you guys so that you guys could finally see all the stuff that I've been talking about. So let me just get this together here. Boom, boom, bop. Share audio. All right. Make this full screen so you guys could see it. There we go. Okay. It was just like any other ordinary day. I woke up, took a deep breath, and jumped on the computer. It was editing day. The time where I now have to compile all of the projects I just recently captured and edit each one, minute by minute, hour by hour, and sometimes even day by day. This one particular project had an upcoming deadline, and I've already spent too much time on it. So, I started with this one first, the twerk video.
Right, surprise. You didn't know I am.
Now, before you start judging me, please understand that as a professional videographer, this type of environment with women dancing is normal. There's no need to go into the history of music videos right now because that's what YouTube is for. You can look it up yourself. But that's beside the point. The reason I'm showing you this is because this happens to be the last place I was before my whole life changed. We worked on these clips for at least 2 hours in this tiny space. Now I know what you're saying. I should have known better, but unfortunately for me, I didn't. You could say that I was one of those naive and ignorant people who thought COVID was just a cough and a sneeze.
What the fuck is happening to me? 1 minute I was fine, and now I don't know what the hell is going on. My lower back is in so much pain. Shit! Thank God wifey's here to help me. Babe! Babe! Can you please get me some water? I'm so thirsty.
And that's how life continued for the next few days. I laid in this bed and she took care of me. With each day that went by, calls were coming in. Clients wanted to know where their projects were because they haven't heard from me. So I would instruct my wife on what to say and what to do in those cases because I couldn't come to the phone. My energy was totally gone, and now it became harder to breathe. Sunday night came, and my pastors called. They were really worried about me. My wife put the phone on speaker as they heard my scratchy voice for the first time in days. Hearing that really scared them. So the questions got more personal around my health. That's when I confessed to them that the reason that I wasn't going to the hospital is because I don't have health insurance, and I didn't have it for 7 years following my incarceration. That was big for me because I never tell anyone my personal business. This went on for about 30 minutes, and then they said they would call right back. And they did. This time, with another doctor on the phone. They said that this man would now be my primary care doctor from here on out. And the first thing that I had to do was get medical attention. And from there, the plan was made. The pastors told us to meet them at a rapid COVID clinic at 7 a.m. the next morning to test me for COVID. We were up at 5 the next day and made our way down to Boston to meet them. Upon parking, the pastors immediately pushed their faces up against the glass where I was laying down in the passenger seat in our car and said to my wife, "This is a bad idea. He needs to go to an emergency room instead of getting a COVID test right now." So they led us to Beth Israel Hospital and stayed with us until we got to the lobby where they said no one can come in with me. And then it was just me.
Doctor after doctor, test after test, blood sample here, blood sample there. I was connected to just about everything in the room. I literally couldn't move on the bed for fear of ripping something out of my arm. Everything was a blur, except when they finally came to deliver the news that I indeed had COVID, and it has caused pneumonia in my lungs. I called my wife and told her. Then I passed out. The only two things I remembered after that was a female doctor asking me if I wanted to be part of a trial study and receive a dose of plasma to help fight the COVID in my body, to which I said yes. Who would say no? And then the male doctor who was in charge of me gave me two choices, either to be admitted to the hospital or to continue battling this at home. I immediately blurted out, home. I didn't want to be in no hospital. For all I knew, they could be the ones that are trying to kill me. And then, as if the doctor heard my thoughts, he said to me, Lee, you could die at home. And with all the energy I could muster up, I sat up on my elbow and looked him in his eyes and told him that my wife won't let me die. He said okay and left the room. I was back at home in bed, feeling a little bit better than the day before, but still fighting COVID. My wife immediately took action and moved all her belongings into the living room. We didn't want her catching this disease, so she completely separated herself from me. That was actually fine for me because all I needed was a TV to watch. And that's what I did every night and every day. An entire week went by and I was still doing good, sitting up a little bit better in bed, but still not eating whole foods. I was only drinking tea, soup, and green smoothies at the time. And then suddenly, that Sunday night, November 1st, I started to feel something in my chest again. Thought it was the pneumonia flaring up, so I just took some pain meds and ignored it until the next morning.
The pain is worse. The pain is worse. Call the doc, the pain is worse, I said. Numbers dialing, hearing the familiar ring. Will he pick up? I could no longer bear to feel this thing, this sting. Times 100, all over my chest. Hello, yes, doc. I'm all jacked up and my chest is burning. Yearning for that good old morphine and oxy combo. That's not good. Yes, I know. You should come right in. Say no more. Bags packed, keys in hand, headed for the door. Is all you hear coming from the passenger seat. As cars fly by, foot on the gas, third lane tires generating heat. I'm beat. Right now, COVID is winning. 12th round, 30 seconds left, in the corner with my head spinning. We have to admit you know shit, Sherlock. Stevie Wonder could have told us that. This type of pain need a heavy sedation with a side of crack. I meant oxy. Whatever, it's the same difference. Got me hooked up to these machines, hands in the air hoping for deliverance. Blood clot. What, doc? You Jamaican? No, that's the diagnosis from the x-rays taken. It's unusual. So many all at once. You need blood thinners, painkillers, and a breathing tube. Nah. I need Jesus, dude. Is what I whispered as they wheeled me off to my permanent room. It was deja vu all over again. The smell of latex in the air, a cold room, and several strangers poking me with needles and shit. I wondered, is this it? Is this how my life ends? In a hospital room, alone? Where is God? Is all that kept going through my mind. Why is all this happening to me? I've done nothing wrong. And suddenly, my thoughts were interrupted by a nurse who went by the name of Haley. She introduced herself as my daytime nurse with a big smile and a reassuring attitude.
I thought, she's different. And as that moment registered in my mind, there she was, standing directly next to me and reaching out to touch my shoulder. I see you're not scared of me, I said. Not at all. What's there to be scared of? And from that point on, Haley was my friend. She came into the room often to remind me to order food or just to check on me because I never pressed the red button for anything. And one day she actually sat on the edge of the bed to hear more about my life and my profession. I showed her pictures from weddings that I took, and she even talked to my wife briefly as I was on FaceTime with her. She was always on time with my pain meds, and she made life in that room totally not suck. After a few days, the doctor came to visit and said that I was making progress, and it looks like I could go home the next day, Thursday. Awesome, is what I said. I called my wife and told her the news. I was excited and ready to go back to my comfortable bed. At that moment, I took a nap. I woke up to Haley bringing in my food tray and also my afternoon dose of medication. She told me that she was getting ready to clock out of her shift and that she wanted to make sure I was taken care of before she left. As always, I told her I was fine. Thank you. After about 30 minutes or so, I started to feel the pain in my chest again. I couldn't understand why, because all week the pain had subsided because of the strong meds they've been giving me. So why am I feeling this now? Yo, it's really good right now. For the first time ever, I pushed the red button. How can we help you, Lee? Can someone please give me some more pain meds? I'm in a lot of pain right now. We'll send Haley in right after she finishes with another patient. Okay. Oh, wow, I thought. I didn't know Haley was still here. Word. I know she'll take care of me. After a few minutes, Haley came through the door and asked, "What's wrong?" And by this time, the pain was much worse. And I was in tears as I responded to Haley. "What else can you give me? I'm hurting real bad." I could see in her face that she was really worried. Then she said she'll contact the doctor to find out if there was anything else they can give me. As we waited, the pain grew worse. On a scale of 1 to 10, this shit was at a 20. I was breathing really hard and sitting up and moaning in tears as this pain attacked my chest. Haley finally came back and had 2 additional oxycodone pills in her hands. This would make my total dosage for that afternoon 3 pills, which was dangerous. But I didn't care. I needed it. After giving it to me, Haley looked me in the eyes and said she had to go, but she'll see me first thing in the morning. I shook my head, and she left so worried. Shit. I'm worried too, is what I thought. What the hell is this? I laid down and tried to let this medicine work, but nothing, absolutely nothing was happening, other than excruciating pain. I slammed that button again, and this time, in a firmer tone, I said, "Please send me more meds." The nurse replied back, "Lee, we can't give you anything else until 4 hours from now." At that moment, I snapped. I yelled back, "I can't wait 4 fucking hours! I'll be fucking dead! Do you hear me? Dead!" At this point, I was irate mad. I slammed the pillow in front of me and just started screaming at God. "Is this fucking it? Just kill me! Kill me already! Stop playing these games and just fucking do it! Why do I have to suffer? Huh? What did I do? Just kill me! Oh!" The nurse's bell dings. "Lee, is everything okay?" To which I replied, "I'm talking to God!" and slammed my hand against the button. The screaming eventually turned into sobbing tears and indescribable words. And then darkness. I passed out from all the energy that I exerted in that moment of anger and possibly all the drugs they gave me. Suddenly, it was Friday morning, and all I could think was, am I dreaming right now? I thought I died last night. How the hell am I still here? I sat up in the bed, and surprisingly, there was no pain. The hospital was quiet, and the sun was out. Turned on the TV to make sure I wasn't dreaming. And then a short time later, a vital sign nurse came in to check my vitals. Okay, I thought, I'm awake and still alive. Around 8 a.m., my pastor calls to find out how I'm doing and if I was well enough to join him in a meeting to speak to the new person that would be filling in for me. I agreed. While waiting for the meeting to start, I also received a visit from my doctor at the hospital, who walks in with a quizzical look on his face. I mute the television and wait for him to speak. He asked, "How are you feeling right now?" And I say, "Fine." "Why, what's up?" I sit up more in the bed as if that'll help me hear him better. At this point, the meeting is started on the phone and I have them on mute. The doctor then says, "We took an EKG reading of your chest last night while you were asleep. I'm afraid I have some bad news. 25% of your lungs died. That's why you were in so much pain. It turns out that one of the blood clots had moved and clogged an artery to that area of my chest, depriving it of oxygen and blood." I was numb. My pastor eventually told me that this is actually the same thing that happens in a heart attack. "Wow," was my response, followed by silence and several silent tears. Later on that day, I was released. Although I went through all that stuff, I was leaving in good spirits. I got to see Haley one last time as she pushed my wheelchair downstairs to the lobby where my wife was waiting for me. It was finally time to go home and recover.
Let's let that just kind of sit for a moment, because I know that was a lot. You guys got to see another side of me that you probably never seen before or never will. But I was mad at God. I blamed God for what was happening, and yeah, I just didn't care. I didn't care. Let's let this sit for a moment, because there are so many people who have family members who have died from this thing. I could have been one of those people, and God saw it fit that I wasn't. I'm so thankful for that. But I'm telling you, in the moment you're not thankful. No, in the moment you are fucking pissed. In the moment you are pissed. The pain, it was a pain that I've never felt before. I don't think anyone has ever felt that pain before. It was bad. It was bad. Yeah. What I want you guys to take away from this is to stay home as much as possible. Continue to wash your hands. Continue to watch your distance from people, and continue to wear a mask. So important. Wash your hands, wear a mask, watch distance. That's how I got this thing. If you remember in the video, right in the beginning, I was in a small, tiny room with some folks that I didn't quarantine with, because that's important. If you're around people that you don't quarantine with, You don't know what they got. You have no idea. You're just, willy-nilly, you just come in contact with people. Oh, I'm going to chill with you. Nah, you can't do that. Not during COVID. Not during COVID. You got to be with people that you quarantine with. Because it's dangerous. It's that dangerous. I almost died. I was almost out of here, y'all. So, babe, go ahead and put some questions up on screen. And I'm going to answer a few of them. And then after that, I'm going to bring in Pastor Gloria, who's going to kind of, give you guys her perspective in this conversation. So Carrington Moore is a good friend of mine over at Bethel AME Church. He's a reverend as well. And he said, my God, that's deep. It sure was, brother. Sure was. Sure was. Sure was. I wish this story was not true, but it absolutely is. Believe it or not, there were people during my recovery who thought that I was joking. You could ask my wife. They thought I was joking. They thought I was joking. Matter of fact, in the beginning, my wife had to actually take a photo with her cell phone and send it to a client who kept on asking her, hey, I need to speak to Lee. I need this thing from him because I have, an event coming up. And the video that he was working on for me is to promote this event. And I need this. Like, it was literally like just a few days. So the event was on Halloween, and I got sick on the 26th of October. And he didn't have that video. It wasn't my fault. I didn't know I was going to have COVID. It wasn't my fault. But my wife literally had to take a picture of me in the bed, laid out, not even knowing I had COVID. Matter of fact, I'll get to that in a second. Not even knowing I had COVID, send him a picture to prove to him, like, dude, I'm not about to get up on the computer and do shit right now. Like, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, I don't understand what's happening with me. I have this severe back pain. I don't know what's going on. I can't explain it. All I know is it feels like when you pull your back. If you've ever pulled your back, I pulled my back one time lifting weights when I was incarcerated. I pulled my back and I immediately, my whole body fell to the ground. That's how much pain I was in. And two guys in the weight room with me had to physically lift me up and carry me to my room. And I was laying down in my room for about 3 months while my back got better. That's how this felt. I was literally sitting in the computer chair working on the computer, then all of a sudden, bam, COVID hit me. I had no idea what the symptoms were. I didn't know what to look for. I was naive as shit. Didn't know anything at all. All I thought, COVID is just a cough and a sneeze. That's all I thought it was. Cough and a sneeze. People are getting cough and sneeze. Oh, okay. Oh, you lose your taste. Oh, okay. You have a fever. You might get nausea. Oh, that's nothing. Okay. So if I get it, I'm good. That's why I'm sharing this story. That's not what happened to me. That's not what happened to me. So Sister Carol, another person I know from my church, your honesty, I'm sure, will help others in your exact same predicament. There, but the grace of God, go I. Absolutely. Woo! Man. So let me get to what I was going to say. We didn't know I had COVID. I know it probably didn't come across well, or some of you guys probably joined late. We didn't know I had COVID. So I was laying in our bedroom, still sleeping next to my wife for 5 days. And on the fifth day, my pastors called and were like, yo, can we just speak to you and just see what's going on? Because I missed, like important meetings at church. A whole bunch of stuff happened. Like I wasn't there, stuff that I'm usually there for. I actually missed one day of church in 7 years. And that one day was because I took it off for my birthday, because my birthday fell on a Sunday. That was it. I'm always at church. You can ask my wife. I'm always at church. So they didn't see me. They didn't see me at church. My presence wasn't there. They're like, yo, why does this do that? So they called me and they heard my voice for the first time in those days. They're like, yo, what the heck? Like, you sound bad. That's not just no back sprain or, just something to just take light of. Like, you sound really bad. And I was like, yeah, I know. While my voice is all scratchy and everything. And that's when they, made the decision to, to try to hook me up with the doctor, because I told them I didn't have health insurance. And they hooked me up with the doctor, and, I was on the phone with the doctor, and the doctor immediately said, hey, we have to get you checked out immediately to rule this out, make sure it's not COVID, yada, 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 so that we can figure this out. Cool. And then that's when everything happened. Went to the rapid test clinic. They looked at me, and they were like, no, you need to go to an emergency room, boo-boo. No, this rapid test shit ain't happening. Because there was when we showed up, there was a line. It was at least 15 people in line already at 7 a.m. So, yeah, that wasn't happening. They was like, no. We need to go to an emergency room now. So, wife jumped in the car. We followed them. And, Pastor Ray, he put me in a wheelchair, wheeled me right into the hospital. And we got to the security desk. And they was like, all right, well, y'all got to leave him right here because nobody else could come in here, all because of the COVID-19 restrictions. It was just me. So I was in there, literally had no energy. And these people are like, all right, we need you to get up and lay right here and do this. And I'm looking at her like, are you serious? Like, are you not looking at me? I don't have energy. I can't do this. I literally took deep breaths like, no, I can't do this. Like, can you help me? Shit. Oh, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. But what else we got, babe? Put something else up on the screen. And then in a short time, we're going to bring Pastor Gloria in. Peter Edward. Peter is my family. He said, thanks for sharing, Lee. Glad you pulled through. Do you know if you're at risk for future blood clots? Yes, that is a great question. That's actually what I'm going to cut to right now to show you. So this is actually what I opened up with in the beginning of the stream. And this right here, Eliquis, this is the blood thinner medication that I am going to be on for the next 6 months, because apparently these blood clots take a long time to dissolve. So I literally have several blood clots. I was trying to get my doctor to send me the x-ray, because they looked at the x-ray and they were stunned that I was still alive. They said I have several blood clots in my lungs right now. So that's why I'm taking these blood thinners every day. I'm also on a nebulizer because I'm still short of breath. I can't take my full breath because I have 25% of my lungs gone, which is why I started off with that song, because I don't care what doctors say. I don't care what doctors say. Doctors ain't God. Doctors ain't God. So I don't care what they say. I may not have all my lungs, but guess what? I'm going to still praise God. I'm going to still sing. I'm going to still praise him because I owe him that for saving me, man. He didn't have to do this. He did it for a reason. He wanted y'all to know the story. He wanted this to get out there. So that's what's happening here. That's what's happening here. But yes, to answer your question, Peter, yes, still could get blood clots, all that stuff, man. So I'm on this medication, and I'm still in recovery. No matter how good I look, no matter how good I sound, all of that, I'm still in recovery. I'm just not in the same mindset that I was when I was in the hospital and had just gotten out. When I had just gotten out, trust me, y'all didn't want to talk to me because I was crazy. You could ask my wife. I was crazy. I was like, let me see your phone, because people were sending her messages because I was giving them, her number to get in contact with her to, so that she can talk to them. People would get in contact with her. They would send crazy messages, this and that. I was crazy. I was ready to fight people. I was on steroids and I was on oxycodone. I was ready to fight everybody. So that's why I was like, I'm not fucking with nobody right now. And that went on for like a month or more. I was like, I'm not picking up the phone for nobody, not even my mother. Like, I didn't want to talk to anybody, But I explained to them afterwards, my family and everything explained to them afterwards, like what was going on. I was in a horrible mental state, and I was not myself. I was not myself. So I wasn't ready to share this story. I wasn't ready to do anything. So it took a while. It took a while for me to get here. It took me talking to Reverend Eustace Payne, who's also one of the pastors at my church, who does outreach in the prisons. That's actually how I ended up finding Bethel, because he was the ones that was going to the prisons every single week. And I had a relationship with him for like 2 years because he was coming every Saturday, did a workshop. And that's how I ended up finding about Bethel, and I started coming to Bethel. But anyways, he was the one that was calming me down every time, because I would hit him up, send him a text, or he'd read something that I'd write on Facebook, because I was crazy. I was crazy, man. But yeah, that's what this stuff does. Like, COVID literally disrupted my life. Disrupted my life, man. Temporarily made me somebody else. Like, I was cussing them nurses out at that point when they was like, yeah, we're not giving you no more medicine. Oh my God, I felt so bad the next day. I felt so bad, man, because I'm like, they don't deserve that. They don't deserve that, especially from, a black guy. I'm over here ticking all the boxes for the stereotypes. But no, it was definitely because this thing had messed with my body and my mind in a way that I never thought could be possible. So, whew, that was it. Babe, do we have any more questions or anything that we could put up on screen? Oh man, this is okay. Let's go. Hector Solano. Hector is one of my friends. What's up, Heck, man? I miss you. I love you. Merry Christmas, brother. So good to see you. Lee, thank you for this. I've been quarantined for the majority of the year. Wow. I've been suffering from depression, seeing so many other people enjoying life while I felt trapped at home. My fiance is the one that made me and still makes us sanitize, mask up, gloves for everything. Here I am, mad and jealous of others I see enjoying life. Your story, knowing you personally and knowing how strong your faith in God has rejuvenated my heart and mind. Man, I thank God he touched you, and you. Okay, I thank God he touched you. Thank you so much, brother. And I'm so sorry to hear that you've been battling depression, man. I have battled that in my past as well, so I know a little bit of what you're going through. I don't know everything. I don't know the exact story, man, but my words for you, man, is continue to be encouraged. If you do have some type of faith, man, continue to call on God, continue to, pray, play your gospel music and all that. And screw them people that you see on Facebook without their mask on, doing all this crazy shit, going to clubs and all this other dumb stuff. No. COVID is not over. Like, we are literally in a second surge right now. There's folks like being banned from coming here from the UK. Like, no, we're in a, no, don't trust me. Don't be depressed over people that are living stupidly right now, because that's literally what they're doing. Because COVID ain't over right now. It's still happening. Like, you should still be quarantined, still be keeping you and your family safe. Because if you bring this thing home, it ain't nobody's fault but your own. If you really want to go out there and go chill with somebody, it's your fault. So if anything happens to one of your family members, it's your fault, man. It's your fault. I know that sounds, dark, and that sounds kind of messed up, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Ain't nothing out there worth losing your family over. Like, I got friends that called me talking about, oh, I went to the grocery store and I caught COVID. Like, damn. That scared me, because we always go to the grocery store. Like, we need food. Food is essential to live. So that scared me. Now I'm watching my distance every time I'm in the grocery store. Same like you and your fiance said, I'm gloved up. I have a face shield as well as the mask that I wear, my glasses, because apparently COVID could come in your eyes, saliva and all of that. It could just jump right in your eyes. So I got glasses on. I'm covered up, bro. Covered up. Because I don't want to bring this thing home again. And as soon as I get home with the groceries, oh yeah, we got the bags. We're spraying everything down with Lysol. We take our food out, fruits or whatever. We're running them in the water. Like, we're not playing games. We're not bringing this thing back home. So yes, please listen to your fiance, bro, and stay safe. Screw what you see other people doing. Like, whatever. If they don't want to live anymore, cool. Like, that's their problem. But I'm glad and thankful that you're doing the right thing. Babe, go ahead, put up a couple more, and then after that we're gonna bring in Pastor Gloria. Carol Copeland Thomas, those idiots who believe that COVID is a hoax need to watch this presentation. They are super spreaders. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh man, I just recently seen like a whole group of people, all together, not socially distanced, all together, walking together in a group, no mask on, no one. They were just out there as if it was like a regular day, regular summer day that we used to have back in 2019. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, these people are crazy. So that's why I'm thankful that I'm able to even share this story. I'm able to even get on here, share it, and hopefully, friends of friends of friends see this, and this will get out. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking right now, and I'm gonna bring in Pastor Gloria, who's been patiently waiting. I see her over there taking her notes, and she's been patiently waiting. So I'm gonna bring her in now to join us on the stream, so that we can hear the perspective from a professional. So go ahead, boo, add her in there.
Hi, Lee.
Hey, Pastor Gloria.
Hi. And thanks so much for inviting me. I hear an echo. Do I need to do something?
Oh, you hear an echo. Uh-oh.
Maybe I'll sign out of Facebook.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yep. If you got it on Facebook.
Okay, is that okay? I'm signed out of Facebook, but I can. Yeah, I definitely hear an echo. Not sure what to do with that.
Okay. Oh, Kima
Oh,
says you're fine.
okay, great. Well, thank you so much for. First of all, so glad that you survived. I'm sorry that this happened to you. And I'm so grateful that you got the help and you got the help. So glad that God was covering you the whole time, and really inspired by your courage in sharing this story. And as you can hear, there are people out here who need to hear this story. I hope that people will post this link to this presentation and make sure it goes out far and wide, especially as you know, especially in Boston, the majority of people who are positive are in that 20-29 age group, that like 30-40 age group. So those are the ones who are mostly positive, and the ones that we worry are spreading the disease. So I hope that you Yeah, definitely pass the word. And Hector, I'm praying for you, brother. I'm so happy for your partner. I hear these stories about these sisters who are like trying to keep these men, uh, keep them in place and trying to protect them. And you got a good partner there. So you hold on to her. She loves you, and because she loves you, we know you're going to be okay. And we're praying for you as well.
Right. Amen. So someone just said that there is an echo. So if you have that Facebook tab open, yeah, you might just want to just close it out
Okay, it's actually
altogether.
the Facebook tab is closed, so I'm not in
Oh,
Facebook.
okay. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, I hear you fine. I don't hear an echo, so
Is that
uh,
any better? No, I can still hear it.
you can still
Sorry.
hear it. Okay, it is what it is.
Yeah,
We keep going.
yeah. Well, I just want to remind people that really need to reinforce what you've already said in terms of doing the things that whatever we can to, first of all, to stay at home this holiday. As you know, we saw the uptick at Thanksgiving. We anticipate we'll see that uptick at Christmas. We we want you to stay at home. If you feel like you have to have some people there, then let's just mask. Everybody mask. Even even then, you can do your 6 feet apart. You can open up the windows. It looks like tomorrow's going to be a little bit warmer. So if you really decide that you want to get together with people, then at least take those precautions and then pass the word. You've heard Lee's testimony. He came through. We're glad he did. As you know, a lot of people aren't coming through. And what we're also finding is over half of the people who do have COVID have what these longer term symptoms. The term is long haulers, COVID long haulers, people who even after they recover from the acute illness still have some symptoms that persist. So it's no joke. And we need all of us to be careful, just like you said, Lee.
Mm, mm, mm. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. I also
Wow.
hope just another thing, final thing is I hope people will indeed consider getting the vaccine. That I think that offers promise for our community, for the nation, and also for our community. So we can talk if there are questions about that. I'm happy to talk about that and why. In fact, I recommended that we do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pastor Gloria.
Well, thank you so much.
I don't know if anyone has asked you like any direct questions or anything. Uh, there's someone. Okay, there's someone. Oh, so Keema
Have
said,
I?
"Have you
No,
received the
I have not
vaccine?"
received the vaccine. As soon as they say I can, I definitely will be getting that vaccine. Again, I think as you've heard, the numbers sound good. It looks like it's in general it's safe. We still have to keep watching that. People have asked, well, were there any Black people in the trial? That 10% of the patients in the trial were African American. Overall in the U.S., it's 14%, so it's not 14%, but it's 10%. We think that's a good number to, and that it helps us to generally make recommendations to African Americans about getting this vaccine. We know that African Americans were crucial to the development of this vaccine. But much of the person who was heading up the lab that did a lot of the research is a young African American woman. There are African Americans all along the way checking it to make sure that it was developed with us in mind. So again, I feel good about it, and I feel good about recommending it. We've got a lot to learn. So we are encouraging, we think that if we can get somewhere around 70% of our community to have the vaccine, that it'll provide, we call a blanket of protection, so that that would be enough of us who've been vaccinated that we can begin to feel comfortable that most of us will be protected as one way of at least diminishing the power of this virus. So again, I'm happy to ask questions or to visit you, talk to you individually, or talk to groups to talk about that as well. We just need us to come through this. We got a lot of things we got to fight for, a lot of living that we need to do, and we need us to come through this whole. And God is going to be faithful, and if we're faithful, we know he spared you, and we're trusting him to keep the rest of us. We're coming through this whole.
Amen. We'll just take one more comment. I see something from Shayna August. She said, "Why should we feel confident in taking this vaccine when it hasn't had a reasonable testing period? What gives you confidence in this vaccine?"
Yeah, so that's there actually, in terms of what we would typically consider reasonable. So that usually, the most of the major side effects, the serious side effects, typically occur within the first 2 months after getting the vaccine. So we are past that period of time that the people got started getting vaccinated in March. So most people are past that time, and they haven't had those major symptoms. So that's one of the reasons why we say it, from everything we can see, it is relatively safe. And as now again, as you know, there have been some places where some people have gotten the vaccine, and there's some allergies. Those are people who tend to have a real tendency to have allergies, but again, nothing that we've seen at this point that is really serious. And it's so we from everything we can see, it is relatively safe, other than the typical side effects that we experience with other vaccines. So we have passed that couple of months for the people who have been in the trial, and that gives us a measure of confidence. Now, again, we got to keep watching it, but the virus is so bad, and it is killing people. And again, even if you survive, you've got symptoms for months and months. And
Mm-hmm.
we're not even sure of all of the complications of this disease. So it's not the flu.
Right.
This virus has killed more people in the past 10 months than people who've died of flu in the past 5 years. So it's a very serious disease. And
Wow.
again, we got things that we need to do as a community, and I hope that let's keep the conversation going for those who are trying to figure it out. Let's keep talking about it. And
Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, Pastor Gloria. If you got to go, feel free to continue to watch the second segment. But if you got to go, because it is Christmas Eve, do your thing. But
God bless you all.
yeah,
And thank you again, Lee. You are so courageous. Thank you for telling your story and being willing to get it out there. A bunch of people out here really need to hear it, to be encouraged, to get a reality check, but then be encouraged that God really is able.
thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you.
And I'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right. Ah, so you guys heard it from the source. Pastor Gloria works with the. I'm losing my train of thought here. Pastor Gloria works with the Boston kind of group that is the. What am I trying to say here, boo?
I'm sorry, I'm moving your face into the comments.
Oh,
What's
she's
going on?
working. Sorry to bother you.
So Pastor
Yeah,
Lee,
so
he
she's
works with the
yeah the cohort that is in charge of COVID-19 in Boston, and she's an expert in everything COVID-19 related. So I definitely recommend. I'm gonna have some links that I'm going to share for you guys to get more information about everything that Pastor Gloria has been talking about, because she's been on several different panels where she's discussed things like this, especially the one with Dr. Fauci and Reverend Liz Walker. I'm going to share those things on my Facebook page in the comments of this, so that you guys can have access to that. You can learn more about it. Because for me, I'm still one of those folks who's kind of waiting to, just to see what this looks like. Because honestly, for me, just a couple months is still kind of skeptical to me to, roll something like this out and, to give it to every single person in the world and not really have like a real big testing, measurement to measure from. So yeah, I'm still kind of waiting. I definitely am interested in it, but I'm just waiting to see what all happens to people. Make sure people ain't turning into zombies, things like that. You know, Resident Evil, if you've ever played that game. But yeah, that's me. That's where I'm at. I'll take a few more questions, and then after that, I'm gonna go into like the second segment. Man, we already at an hour. I'm gonna try not to take too much more of your time, but I'm gonna go into the second segment where I kind of do some singing and tell you how that kind of just ties into everything here. You guys already heard that I lost 25% of my lungs, so I ain't all the way there, but still I'm gonna do what it do, man, because God's still giving me the strength to do it. So yeah, I'll take a few more comments, questions, and then I'm gonna put on a promo for my company because we need business, and yeah, I'm gonna put on a promo so you guys could watch that, and then I'll be right back to do the singing segment. I got some songs for y'all that I wrote, so I want to sing them, and just have a good time. So make sure you got your wine, make sure you relax, you chilling, and we're gonna have a good time. So let's see. Let God use you. Thank you so much, Pamela Bailey. He definitely is using me. Kobe Cunningham says, by letting other black people know that we now have black scientists working on vaccines. We now have black doctors in the room when decisions are being made, and we have black people in the room when things are approved. History will not repeat itself because we are more included than ever before. That's absolutely right. Having black people in the room is essential because, our counterparts are making decisions most of the time and not including us in the conversation, but we just get whatever whatever the result is. They just roll it out on us and we just got to take it. That's not happening. We woke. What else we got? Issa A. Bibbins. What's up, brother? Amen. Thank God you're okay. Had no idea. Absolutely, man. No one had any idea. The only people I was talking to at the time was my wife, my pastors. That's it. And God. That was it. Nobody knew anything that was happening, and I wasn't telling anyone because I wasn't ready to tell anyone. I wasn't ready to share nothing because, folks are nosy, all of this. I wasn't ready to tell nobody. But I'm at that point now where I feel like sharing it because it's definitely going to help a lot more people stay safe and take this more seriously. Derica says, Pastor Gloria is an expert in all things life related. You could say that again. What a light and a gift. What a light and gift of wisdom and discernment. Thank you, Lee, for not only sharing, but sharing in the way that you did, transparent and real. Absolutely. That's all I could be. Everyone that knows me know that I keep it real and I don't play any games. Grew up in a Caribbean household, and transparent and real is all they know how to be. So that rubbed off on me. As you can see, my Cash App and Venmo is up there on the screen. Listen, church was helping out, helping us pay bills. The bills was paid every single month, but we running low. So go right ahead. And if you got a Cash App, you got a Venmo, please send anything at all, while I get to the point where I can work again and bring in the income that I was getting. What else we got, Will?
So let me see.
I'm so happy you're better, Lee. Praise God. Prayers answered. Absolutely. Absolutely. Had everybody praying for me. Everybody. I heard from people like New York, Miami, Haiti, everywhere people was praying. So I thank you guys for your prayers, because prayers actually do work. I believe in prayers, and they actually work. Thank you, Lee, for your transparency, and I appreciate your candor in saying you did not fully comprehend what COVID is and ignored the warnings. You had to work. We understand. Absolutely. Of course you understand. Yeah, we're, the folks that are blue collar, don't make a lot of money, don't live in the best neighborhoods, don't have the best education, You know, we don't have that silver spoon in our mouths. So, yeah, like we got to work nonstop. And especially for me as an entrepreneur who lost my income already at the beginning of the year when COVID started, and then had to get on unemployment. Like, yeah, times were tough. I definitely had to work. So yes, I was putting myself at risk by being in places with people still working, still doing what I had to do to bring in the income to take care of the fam. And that was the mistake that I made, and I see that now. So I'm gonna be way more vigilant about that. And speaking about that, I'll actually touch a little bit on that. So I know a lot of folks that are watching, folks that will watch the replay, etc. A lot of you guys are my clients. So what I have to say to you is, I will be returning to work very slowly. This is going to start gradually in January. And so far, what I've come up with, and in discussing with my wife to keep me safe, if it's like some type of video or anything like that where I have to physically be present, I need to be in control of the space. So I'm not showing up to your house. I'm not showing up to anywhere that you pick. You're going to show up to a studio of my choosing. And the reason why is because I want to be in control of the environment. So I'm going to have a filter as well as windows open in this space, and also going to have PPE stuff there so that as soon as you walk through that door, I'm going to take your temperature, going to ask you to put on a disposable mask, and you're going to wear gloves until we are ready to do what it is we are there to do. And that's how you're going to be the entire time that you're in this space with me, because I'm not taking no chances. I'm not saying that I don't trust you, but I don't trust you. Okay? So I'm just keeping it real. I don't trust you. I don't know where you've been. I don't know how you live. I don't know. So I'm not taking no chances. I'm not trying to get sick. I'm not trying to have my wife get sick. Thank God she didn't get sick. Like, it was crazy. I was in bed with her still for 5 days. She didn't get sick. She was literally kissing me on the face, oh, boo, you're going to be okay. We had no freaking idea that I had COVID. No idea. So, yeah, that's how it's going to be for my clients. We're going to take it one step at a time. I am accepting projects that are like computer related, where I don't have to leave my house. You just send me stuff that I got to edit or things like that. Yes, I am accepting that stuff. Websites, graphics, things that I don't have to leave the house. I'm accepting that stuff. Yeah, when it becomes too much, I'll just let you know, like, hey, I can't do this right now because I got a lot going on. Especially just like a few weeks ago, I had folks, thinking that I was back in the groove, and I'm like, nah, I'm not. I'm actually doing work for my church right now, because my church every year does something for the holiday season. So I'm bombarded with video stuff. So that was another thing that we had to do. We had to hire like assistant editors and other folks to come in and help me. That's the other thing. I want to shout out Elijah Mickelson, who is my guy, man, who is my guy from the Filmmakers Collaborative. Filmmakers Collaborative is a group that he started like 6 years ago. It's a group of filmmakers, editors, people that do all types of media stuff in Boston, who are also people of faith. And I'm part of that group. And I immediately called Elijah when we found out that I had COVID and things like that. I immediately called Elijah and said, hey, brother, I need you more than I've ever needed you before. I need you to please get in contact with these clients and do whatever you can to finish out these projects. Because I had unfinished projects literally still sitting on my plate, man. People was hitting me up like crazy. Phone, text message, emails. There was one event that I totally missed, and man, those people, they were left scrambling trying to figure out like what to do. And yeah, I totally apologize for all of that, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't know I had COVID. I didn't know I was gonna get COVID. Didn't know I was gonna be down all this time. So what else we got, boo?
Let's see.
Oh, hold on, put this up. Sister Barbara. So Sister Barbara, she's joining us from a church in New York. Thank you so much for tuning in, Sister Barbara. Please share this video with everyone. My cousin Clark said how much to edit a video. I'll let you know offline, man. I'll let you know offline, but just definitely know that the price has gone up. What else we got here? Trust Sequoia and no one else. Yes. Sister
Yes.
Barbara, yeah. For real. Yeah, man. When I tell you this wife of mine, serious stuff right here. She had me drinking these green smoothies every day, and it had all kinds of stuff in it. I swear it had like pixie dust from Never Never Land, and the Lost Boys came to drop it off. But yeah, she took care of me, man. She took care of me like every day. I was good. Green smoothies, tea, taking care of me, massaging my back. We just trying to understand, wrap our minds around what's happening, taking phone calls, still doing the regular stuff that she's doing on top of taking care of me, man. There's so much I could say about her. She's yeah. Woo! All right. Set the standard, make it plain, boundaries and clear expectations. Keep us all safe, whether physically, emotionally, or spiritually. Absolutely. I am setting the standard with this live stream, man. Setting the standard. Because I know there's many of you who are also entrepreneurs who do work with people, customer service, etc., etc. And I'm telling you, you don't want this disease. You don't want COVID X. I don't know if y'all seen my shirt. But you don't want COVID X. Because that's what I'm calling it. I'm not calling it COVID-19. COVID-19 is what other folks are getting who are just getting this cough and this sneeze, and it's real minor. That's what other folks are getting. You don't want COVID X. And the way you're going to know the difference if you got COVID X or not, you'll know. Trust me. Because it will drop you on your ass. It will drop you. I'm telling you. My energy was completely gone in a matter of minutes. Yep, I came from that music video on Monday, Wednesday, up at the computer, working, chilling, boom, gone. Energy gone. Immediately had to hit the bed and just lay there until we figured out what this was. So yeah, you'll know the difference between COVID X and COVID-19. Love you, bro. Thank you for sharing your story, your testimony of faith. Truly grateful this season that you are still with us and that you have your dear wife by your side. Love you both. Love you too, sis.
Love you too.
Love you too. Wayne says, hey, man, how are you? What's up, Wayne? I'm doing much better, man. Doing much better. Still in recovery, but doing much better. Yeah. I feel you, Brother Lee. I'm a 33-year entrepreneur, and there, but for the grace of God, I go I. Certainly know what that faith walk is all about. Sorry, I can't see the screen, so I'm over here like squinting. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 33 years as an entrepreneur. Congratulations to you, because man, that is something. Just this little measly 6-7 years that I got, man, it's been rough. It's been rough, and the pandemic has made it even worse. Because imagine starting off the year with no money. You know, that's insane. We had plans to move into a house. We had plans to move into a house this year. Didn't happen. No money, no income. Went to a mortgage broker and he's like, "Oh shit, sorry, can't do nothing. You got no income. Matter of fact, your income is unverifiable." That's exactly what they told me. Your income is unverifiable, all because I'm an entrepreneur and you know the money fluctuates every single month. I don't make the same amount. He's like, "Damn, bro, I don't know what to tell you." I don't know what to tell you, but I've been talking to some folks and we're gonna get that figured out. So, working on my credit score right now and hoping to be in a home 2021. So we'll see what happens, what the future holds. But yeah, my donation thing is up on the screen. Cash App, Venmo. If you want to send a check, please send it to 40 Walk Hill Street, Jamaica Plain, Bethel AME Church. They'll send it to me because I'm not sharing my address on the live stream. Once again, that address is 40 Walk Hill Street, Jamaica Plain, Bethel AME Church. If you want to send a check, they will send it to me. But yeah, I'm gonna put on a promo video for my company so you guys can kind of see what it is I've been doing throughout the years, what I actually do, and you know, if you want to work with me, hire me, etc. You already heard the stipulations, so you know, just as long as we meet those stipulations, boom, we can work together come January and the rest of 2021. So I'm gonna put on that video and then I'll be right back. So stay right there. 7 years ago, um, me and two friends slash family members of mine made the terrible decision of uh, going out and robbing people, uh, committing armed robberies. Uh, I got locked up for 3 to 4 years by the grace of God. Um, and I say by the grace of God because while I was inside with other folks who committed just one armed robbery, they got 15 years. And, you know, I was fortunate enough to get 3 to 4 years. That was all God. There's no other way to explain it. I mean, yes, we did have a lenient judge, but that didn't matter. It was definitely by the grace of God. We committed 7 armed robberies and got 3 to 4 years. So when I tell you God has been a major factor in my life, I'm not joking. Reason why I bring up my prison story is because in prison, what a lot of folks don't know is I had something traumatic happen to me where I was on the phone with a girlfriend of mine at the time, and you know, she said she had something to tell me, and you know, she was taking her time trying to tell me this thing, and you know, if you don't know, if you've never called or received calls from prison before, there's a timer. So there was literally it was a 5 minute call. That's how much, you know, you paid each time you made a call, and she's just wasting time like with all this stuff, and I'm like, yo, just say what you gotta say, like what's going on? And she was like, I'm having someone else's baby. And I'm telling you, that completely destroyed me. Completely destroyed me. I didn't know what to say to her, and the phone just hung up. That was the last words I heard from her, and then phone hung up, and I was just left with that. I was angry, obviously, right? Angry as hell. And what I turned to was writing those emotions down, which eventually turned into songs. But I was writing them down just mad, just raw, just crazy. I didn't know how to songwrite, but I was always a good writer, especially in school. So I just wrote stuff down, man. And my cousin, Chillville, hopefully you're watching this or will watch it. My cousin, Chillville, who I was locked up with, was my co-defendant. I was in a cell with him, and he, you know, read over what I wrote, and he was like, if you do this here, and, you know, you make this 4 lines, and you kind of turn this into a chorus, you got yourself a song. So he taught me how to turn, you know, what I was writing into songs. And I eventually was just writing songs like crazy with no expectation of ever doing anything with them other than to sing to myself and heal myself. That was the goal. I just wanted to heal because I wanted to get out all of these feelings. I didn't want to, you know, get in any more trouble. I didn't want to hurt nobody. I didn't want to do nothing crazy like that. No, I just wanted to heal. So, yeah, I ended up writing over 100 songs that not a lot of people have heard. And what ended up happening was I started, you know, singing them, and other guys would eventually hear me singing them. And they'd be like, yo, that's, yeah, I mean, that's pretty dope. Like, you could sing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you could use some work, but you know what I'm saying? You pretty decent. Like, okay, cool. Appreciate that. That eventually turned into a business because if you know me, you know that I'm entrepreneur minded. So that turned into a business. And the way it turned into a business is I started singing over the phone to other inmates, girlfriends, moms, daughters, etc., family members, for not money, because we can't do anything with actual physical cash, but for food. While I was incarcerated, my family, they don't make enough to support me and also support themselves on the outside. So I didn't have, what a lot of the other guys around me had. I didn't have access to commissary and money and all that. So I turned the singing into a business, calling people up, yo, this song is being dedicated by such and such. And, here it is, birthdays, Christmas, whatever the occasion was. And I started making money that way, and I started feeding me and my co-defendants who were just like, yo, this is dope. Like, who knew that you could do this? So that eventually turned into me joining singing competitions within the prison. My cousins could attest to everything I'm saying. There were competitions that were being held in the yard, and the yard is where all of the people in basically the whole compound, we all were in the yard at the same time. So everyone from every single building, because believe it or not, prisons actually look like the projects. It's just a whole bunch of brick buildings literally right next to each other, spread all around. So in all those buildings, all the inmates were in the yard at the same time every day. So in prison, they have all types of hustles, all type of thing, because guys, they got big egos, so they always want to be in competition with each other. So I used to join the singing competitions, and I always heard that, my songs are like old school. I had that old school vibe. Absolutely, because that's who I was influenced by, R. Kelly's and the, people like that. Maybe I shouldn't have said R. Kelly, but whatever. But those were the people that influenced me. So I joined the singing competitions, and, I was getting noticed. And I wasn't trying to get noticed. It was just something that happened because people just loved my voice, loved who I was, or whatever. Also, they called me Chef. That was my given name in prison. Believe it or not, in prison, they give you a name at some point because people don't want to call you by your government name. So they give you a name. And my name was Chef because when I started getting all that food, I was cooking it for my co-defendants, and people was always watching like, yo, this dude, he could cook. Like, hell yeah, I grew up in a Haitian home. Watched my mom, sisters cook all the time. So yeah, I knew how to cook, knew how to throw down. I knew what to order on the commissary, seasoning, sauce, all that to cook a meal so that we were satisfied after 4 p.m. because 4 p.m. is when food stopped in the prison. They stopped feeding you at 4 p.m. That's dinner. Can you believe it? Dinner at 4 p.m. Yeah, they called me Chef, and my name just started, going around the prison. One day, I walk into the church because, Christian, so I gotta keep going to church. Went to a service, sat in the front, enjoyed the service. It was beautiful, it was lovely. One of the praise team members runs up to me, yo, Chef, yo, we heard about you, fam. Like, yo, we need you on the praise team. What you think about singing for God? And I almost laughed him off because that wasn't even on my mind. This was like a totally new thing for me. Like I didn't see myself as like a singer. So the fact that he even asked me that, I was just like, you're bugging. You're bugging, dude. So yeah, he asked me and he was like, yo, what you think about singing for God? I was like, yo, let me think about it because I don't know what y'all do. He's like, all right, well, let me tell you like what we do. So we meet up twice a week, and we got a vocal coach, and we could use all the instruments at our disposal, and you know what I'm saying, and we just sing songs, practice songs, sing songs for like a significant amount of time during the day. And I was like, hold up. Yeah, got a vocal coach, and you could just do whatever you want in there. Yeah, sign me up. anything to get me out of the dorm room, because I was living in a dorm room where it's just a whole bunch of bunk beds, and all the inmates are just in those bunk beds, and there's no like cages or nothing like that. So literally, my bunk bed is here. Someone else is right next to me. So I was living in the dorm room, and everybody's always in your business. So anything you can do to get out of those dorm rooms for the day, like you better do it. So that's what I signed up for. I wanted to get out of the dorm rooms. So I start going to these things, and vocal coach is there, and the vocal coach is just a guy that was in the prison who really knew music theory, played every instrument. He's the one that trained the team. So worked with him one-on-one for a couple years while I was there, and man, it was just incredible. I had the best time of my life. I didn't know any gospel songs because I didn't grow up in a traditional Christian church. So I didn't know any gospel songs. I was learning gospel songs for the first time in my life, loving some, yeah, others were, yeah. But, I was learning gospel songs, and I was just in love with it, man. In love with it. Loved singing for God, loved being on this praise team. And the day came where the leader of the praise team, he had to go home. Like, we're not all there forever. So he went home, and they were like, yo, we think you should now be the leader of the praise team because your voice is like the next best voice here. So I was like, okay, no problem. That turned into people who have never stepped foot in a church for several reasons. A, they're gang members. Rival gangs don't want to be in the same place with other gangs, so they don't go to certain events and activities in this prison. People who've turned away from God don't think God could forgive them. Like, I could just keep naming them. People who have never shown up to church, all different creeds, colors, cultures, everything, started coming to church because Chef was singing. They remember seeing Chef in the yard singing in the competitions, and then they heard Chef was singing at church. The services went from just like a handful of people showing up on Sundays to the church was packed. They had to put another security guard in the church because they already had one CO there. They had to put another CO at the door to be able to, just monitor all these people that are in this room now, especially rival gang members and, dudes that could really F some shit up. And like, it was becoming crazy. And it was all because I was just singing at the church. Like, I wasn't doing nothing special. Well, actually, we were. Somebody said, so when you leading at Bethel? Nah. Nah. So I lost my train of thought. That was funny. I knew somebody was going to say that.
Right.
So, yeah, it got to the point where it started becoming crazy, all because dudes was just coming to church, man, just to hear me sing. And then throughout the camp, like, my name was known, and it was weird for me because I didn't consider myself a singer, nothing. Like, I just thought of this as, this is just a means to get by. That's all it is. Like, it was incredible seeing what God was doing. So I share this story to prepare for the singing portion, but also to tell someone, anyone, that you don't know what God put in you. You don't know what path God's going to put you in to do whatever it is he wants you to do. But all I know is if you do it, God will take care of you. God got the rest. There was no way I should have got 3 to 4 years in prison. I should have been away for life. For life. 3 to 4 years. There was no way. God did it all, man. I don't take no credit for nothing. It's because I just listen to God when he's talking to me. Sometimes I don't. Listen to God when he's talking to me and just do whatever he's saying. Just be obedient to whatever he's saying, man. And that's what happened in that prison. Concord Medium Prison. That's where I was at for most of my time before they shipped me to Boston. And that's what happened there. It was incredible. It was incredible. My cousins, people that were there with me, they could tell you. They could tell you, like, literally, that was my story in prison. I had neutrality with everyone. Like, nobody had beef with me. Nobody had anything against me. And this is how deep it got. When I tell you nobody had nothing against me, so in prison, like, there's board games. There's chess, checkers, Scrabble, and there's also Dungeons and Dragons. If you don't know what that is, look it up, because I'm not about to explain all that. But anyways, Dungeons and Dragons is just a game where you have little character pieces, and you basically make up the story based around some stuff in the book, some restrictions or whatever. I used to play Dungeons and Dragons like crazy. I fell in love with that game because I have a creative imagination. So that game, like, it got me excited. And I was the dungeon master. So I made up the stories that these people had to, figure out how to play with or whatever. And one day I found out that one of the people that I was playing with was actually locked up for child molestation. I'm gonna let that sit for a moment. People who come to prison that commit those crimes, they have the most horrible experience. Worse than anybody. Because it's a heinous crime. Unforgivable crime in man's eyes. In God's eyes is something different, but in man's eyes, unforgivable crime. I was playing at the table with a child molester, and it sat with me. I had to I had to really debrief this thing, because I didn't know if I wanted to be associated with somebody that has a case like that. But then again, it's none of my business. It's none of my business what this dude's for. I wasn't looking at him like that. I was looking at him as a brother, because he actually was the guy that played the guitar at the church. So I'm looking at him as a brother. I'm not looking at him as you are what you did. Like, I didn't look at people that way. And when I tell you nobody messed with me, dudes would come to me. I'm talking about the Spanish dudes, the white dudes, and the black dudes. And if you know anything about prison, totally segregated. So nobody from the other side will give you a heads up about nothing ever. Like, it'll just happen to you. So the fact that Spanish dudes, white dudes, and the black dudes would come up to me and literally say, yo, bro, because we love you, like, that's why we're not spazzing out on you right now, but just want you to know that dude's a child molester, so I don't know if you want to be associated with this dude. They warned me multiple times. I continued to play Dungeons and Dragons with this dude. And then God eventually worked the situation out. It wasn't a pleasant thing that happened, but he eventually removed that guy from our dorm room because he said something to somebody, and that somebody punched him in the face. So they took them both out. The guards came, rushed in, took them both out and moved out or whatever. And he actually stopped playing the guitar at the church, and somebody else had to fill in. But when I tell you, man, when I tell you God got you, God got you. Like, nobody did nothing to me, threatened me, nothing. Like, I had straight just, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable how I got along with everyone. So I share that story, man, just to, give you guys some more layers from my life, man, because my life was and still is just an incredible ride. So with that, I'm gonna give you guys one of the songs, well, a couple of the songs that I wrote, and hopefully you guys like them, because I know you've been waiting almost 2 hours to hear me sing again. So let me just get to it. Woo! So let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one first. Baby, can you hear me? Okay. Gotta drink some water, y'all. Throat's dry. Don't forget the Cash App and Venmo's on the screen, Hook a brother up, please. So yeah, I actually have the lyrics here because I don't be remembering these songs. Like, I wrote them so long ago, so I don't be remembering them like that. So if you hear papers rustling and all that, my fault. But like I said, I'm not a singer. I didn't tell you that story because I'm about to become the next R&B sensation. I just told you that story so you can hear more about what God has done in my life, man. Can you imagine? The video guy is now R&B guy. Yeah, crazy. All right. Title of this song is Hallucination. And I came up with this song just purely, just thinking about stuff and just putting it on paper. But also I wanted to make something more modern, because in them competitions, they was kicking my ass, man. They was singing, like modern songs, and I'm over here singing like old school R&B. And, the older cats are like, yo, we love it. But the younger dudes are like, he's too old school. So I try to make this one a little bit more modern. But yeah, you're about to hear this beat that I made with my mouth and everything on this little loop machine that I got. It's just gonna loop the beat and everything so that, I have something to sing to. So let me bring that in. Yeah. It's not too loud, I'm good. It's good? Okay. There we go. I should have followed my instincts and left a long time ago, 'cause now my body feels empty. My heart's replaced with a hole. Didn't wanna believe my own eyes as she walked past me with another guy. Should've seen the hurt in my eyes as she turned to me and cracked a little smile. Didn't see you with nobody, it was just a hallucination. Can't believe what I thought I saw was just a hallucination. Didn't see you with nobody, it was just a hallucination. Didn't see you with nobody, it was just hallucination. Now she got my mind racing, thinking what should my next move be. I'm trying to be patient, but how could she do this to me? She don't know who she messing with. I'm the type of dude that don't leave her without shit. Things were cool, I had fun, now I'm done. Moving on to the next one. Didn't see you with nobody, it was just hallucination. Can't believe what I thought I saw was just hallucination. Woo. Didn't see you with nobody, just hallucination. Didn't see you with nobody, it was just hallucination. Can't believe what I thought I saw was just hallucination. Didn't see you with nobody. Didn't see you with nobody. Just hallucination. Can't believe what I thought I saw was just hallucination. Yeah. All right. What y'all thought? What they saying? But what they saying? Yo, I'm so mad at Lee right now. He's got a full beat and harmonies in the back, killing it with the moody vocals.
That was a secret gift.
That was a secret gift, man. Hey, like I told you, I wasn't looking to be no star, man. This was purely for healing purposes. I actually call it my superpower. Folks around me know this. My wife, Elijah. Yeah, it's my superpower because I use this in times of just real trauma, times where I really just need music to bring me out of a funk. So yeah. All right, next song. What's next? Oh yeah, it's my favorite. Oh, Hallucination. That was my cousin Chill was actually supposed to be on that song because when I wrote it when I was in the cell with him and he made like a rap verse. My cousin Chill's actually a rapper, so at some point I'll probably record it with him and make it official. But where's this song? Oh, here it is. All right. This is one of my favorite songs, man. It's my favorite because, I was in my thoughts when I was incarcerated and just thinking about, women that I've done wrong to and, women that, I really cared about and, it just didn't work out for whatever reason. And I jacked it up. So, yeah. This is it. Love's Not Concerned. I once had love in my life, but I lost it 'cause I never paid it no mind. Did all I can to provide, but all I wanted was for me and it to spend time. Didn't know what I was doing. doing wrong. His love was patient with me, so I never caught on. So when love told me it was leaving, I instantly fell to my knees when I stopped breathing. Love's not concerned about how much money you got stacked up in your bank account. No, love's not concerned about your history with somebody. It's over now. No, love is not concerned about your longevity or how many breaths you take. 'Cause love's more concerned about every moment that it can take your breath away. What I went through with love, don't think I'll ever find it just quite like this one. Showed unconditional trust. I was searching for a blemish, but I found none. It loved me wholeheartedly, even when I wasn't there doing God knows what. I often hear people say that if you let love go, when it comes back, it's here to stay. Not concerned about how much money you got stacked up in your bank account. No, love's not concerned about your history with somebody. It's over now. No, love is not concerned about your longevity or how many breaths you take. 'Cause love's more concerned about every moment that it can take your breath away. Oh, love has a bond much stronger, like a child to its mother or a son to his father. Oh, love goes beyond its limits, so full of forgiveness, gives me life to keep living. No, love, not concerned about. No, love, concerned about. No, love, not 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 concerned about. No, love's not concerned about. All right. We loving this? We loving this? Some Pastor Gloria. Put up Pastor Gloria. God bless you, Lee, with the dollar signs. Please and support. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is a favorite portion of mine because it's a few gospel songs. Oh, yeah. And I kind of put them in a medley so that I sing them all together. But, yeah. Here we go. Is it playing? I don't hear nothing. Uh-oh. I don't hear nothing, y'all. What did I do? Have you been in that booth thinking, I could do that? Sometimes. Brother Michael Bradley definitely was an inspiration to me, and I will forever miss that guy, man, because I love his singing. I kind of, compare myself a little bit to him, but he's definitely a beast. Man, I can't get this to play. Why not? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if something else plays. Oh yeah, something else playing. Why that one ain't playing? Why that one ain't playing? Let me see. Oh, there we go. Here we go. That's me in the background, by the way. I didn't want to do that part live because the timing, all that. Like, nah, it would have took too much time to try to recreate these beats live. I will one day when, I got a little bit more practice, but now, not tonight. 'Cause look, we already 2 hours in, but we having fun anyway. It's Christmas Eve.
Woo!
It's wifey in the background. All right, here we go. What I got here? Okay, I got a little high in there. What else I got? Yeah, that's me on the harmonies, by the way. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Flow to you. Flow to you. Let the rivers of my worship flow to you. Lord, I pray in all I do. Let the rivers of my worship flow to you. Like streams in the valley, swell with the rain. Let the songs of my heart rise to bless your name and flow to you. You are my strength, strength like no other, strength like no other, reaches to me. You are my strength, hey, strength like no other, strength like no other, reaches to me. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. Woo. In the fullness of your grace, in the power of your name, woo, you lift me up, and you lift me up. You are my strength, and strength like no other, strength like no other, reaches to me. You are my strength, strength And don't you be afraid. Joy comes in the morning. Troubles, they don't last always. Remember, there's a friend in Jesus who will wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, just lift your hands and say, I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands. With Jesus I can take it. With him I know I can stand. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands. Woo. We say yes, 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 Lord, yes. And we say yes, 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 Lord, yes. Yes, yes, Lord, yes. And we say yes, 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 Lord, yes. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Yeah. All right, one last song, and then we're gonna end this live, man. 2 hours. Woo, 2 hours. Thank you so much for the folks that are still here with me, still rocking out. Thank you so much. You could be doing so many different things on your Christmas Eve. It's 10 o'clock. Man, thank you guys so much. Yeah, one more song and then that's it, y'all. That's it. 'Cause my voice is getting tired, and yeah, I gotta end this thing. I gotta spend time with my baby, eat some food, and end this thing. But I thank you all so much for being here, man, hearing this story, trusting me, loving me, supporting me, in all my in all my different areas, man, because just like many of you, I'm a layered person, man. I got many things going on, many things happened in my life, many things still happening, and I'm just trying to get through this thing, and I know many of y'all doing the same thing. So I appreciate y'all for supporting me and being here. All right, so the last song that I'm doing is called "What If," and this song actually came about because before my incarceration, there was a young lady whom I was really in love with, and at the time, me and her were seeing, other people. We already, hooked up, but I was really in love with this young lady. I told my wife all about it, and yeah, man, it was just like one of those lost loves. And when I did break up with the girlfriend that had the baby, I was single again. So when I came out, I started looking for homegirl. You know what I'm saying? Started looking for her, visiting those old places that that she lived and used to be or whatever. And I couldn't find her. Trying to look at my old Facebook page, I was locked out of it, forgot the password. Come on, I was in prison for 4 years, so of course I wasn't gonna remember that. But yeah, I eventually ran into her. I don't know if you guys seen in that promo, there was this event that I did where Chloe Arnold from Syncopated Ladies came to teach some girls, some dance moves and also inspire them, because Chloe Arnold, if you don't know, she is the leader of the group that dances behind Beyonce. So I was hired to come and record her speaking at an event. And lo and behold, you guys will never believe this, I saw the daughter of this girl that I was in love with these many years ago. I saw her daughter dancing, and she was a little bit older, and my heart nearly came out of my chest. Like I was holding my camera and I was literally shaking because I'm recording her and I'm like, oh my God. Like, yo, I think this girl could be here. And at the time, I'm with my baby Shakoya, we married and all that. So yeah, moments go by and I make eye contact with the girl. She's there. We talked briefly towards the end, and then we connected again on Facebook. Turns out that she's also married, moved on, and has beautiful family and all of that. And me, I got the same. So once again, it never happened, but this song, I wrote it in prison while I was thinking about this young lady. She's gonna kill me, man. I know she's gonna see this and she's gonna kill me. So let's just jump into it. Whatever, let's do it. I remember days when we'd stare into each other's eyes and talk about our future life, 'cause you wanted to be my wife. But things never worked out that way. At some point, girl, we both grew distant, 'cause I went to prison. You used to cry up in my bed 'cause your love, I missed it. Not sure what it was 'cause you never told me. All I know is I'm alone, still recovering. And you living in that house. What if it was us holding hands while walking around town? What if it was us making plans to have us a baby? What if it was me and you? What if it was me and you? What if things ain't never went down the way they did? What if your heart ain't never fulfilled? What if you'd have chose me instead of choosing him? What if it was me and you? What if it was me and you? Ran into you today, and it seems like there was something missing. I could hear it in your voice as we were sharing conversation. But I didn't want to put you on the spot. something said I should have spoke up. Cause I wanted the truth as to why we broke up. We didn't break up, I went to prison. Now sure, how do I move on from a love that'll never be? What if it was us making plans to have us a baby? What if it was me and you? What if it was me and you? What if things ain't never went down the way they did? What if your heart ain't never fulfilled? What if you'd have chose me instead of choosing him? What if it was me and you? What if it was me and you? What if it was me and you living in that house? What if it was us holding hands while walking around town? What if we was making plans to have us a baby? What if it was me and you? What if it was me and you? What if things ain't never went down the way they did? What if your heart ain't never fulfilled? What if you'd have chose me instead of choosing him? What if it was me and you? What if it was me and you? What if it was me and you living in that house? What if it was us holding hands while walking around town? What if we was making plans to have us a baby? What if it was me and you? What if it was me and you? Now I'm just gonna talk into the mic real sexy and slow, just like they be doing in them R&B songs. All out of breath. Cause this is a part of the song, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, we just, I can't even do this serious. I'm sorry. Woo! That's it, man. Thank y'all so much for being here. 2 hours, 19 minutes. Jeez. Thank you, man. Share the story wide. I'm gonna have like a shorter portion of my story on YouTube, so I'll share that. Yeah, I'll share that, and you guys could, you guys could share like the shorter version, because 2 hours is ridiculous. People ain't gonna sit here and watch those 2 hours. This is just me. This is just me having fun. But yeah, please continue to donate. I would love it, cause yeah, right now I ain't got no income. My brother's broke, man. Like yeah, I'm doing all this just broke. So Cash App, Venmo, check, smoke signals, whatever. You want to come by, drop off the money? Not at my house, at the church. But yeah, man, that's it. That's it. That's all I got for y'all. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. Just gonna let that ride out. Cause you know, girl. Could have been me and you. But you chose that punk mother. I'm just playing, y'all. We out of here. I just playing, man. If she see this, she gonna freaking destroy me. Alright, y'all. Merry Christmas. Have a good night. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. All that good stuff. Man, I can't wait to, we come back together and we're able to do this for real life. Because right now, online just doesn't feel like real life to me. You guys feel so far away, but I can't wait till we do this, man, in real life, for real. But thank you guys for hearing my story. Love y'all. Thank you. Yeah, so we're gonna be out.